Boruto gets schooled by Hanabi, and Sarada and Boruto come face to face with the superhero movie star ninja, Kagemasa. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to make this review very brief because frankly I'm feeling a little under the weather. I've got a really bad summer cold and I'm super congested. So let's just get right into this week's episode. Boruto versus Hanabi. Did anybody expect this to be this badass? Honestly, I think maybe the best action that I've seen from Boruto thus far. It was incredibly well executed, and Hanabi herself is no slouch. Not only is she one hell of a battler, but she's also inherited some of the classic Hyuga clan techniques, such as the 8 trigram palm rotation, made famous by Neji Hyuga. Initially, I thought that it was going to be Hiashi who was going to be battling against Boruto, but it was actually Hanabi who decided to jump in and get into the fight, seeing as how Hiashi might go a little too far in his ability to beat the crap out of his friggin' grandson. But Hanabi is a lot of fun in this episode. Not only is she incredibly gorgeous, but she is a badass fighter, being able to take on Boruto and all of his clones. And speaking of the clones, they were all used so well in this episode. I absolutely love the way that Boruto has inherited his father's style of fighting, where he's able to pull out his clones and throw them around, use their momentum to increase his power, but Hanabi just sees everything coming, and a lot of that, of course, has to do with the fact that she herself has the Byakugan, and she's desperately trying to draw this power out of Boruto, which unfortunately never manifests, but who cares? We got a really cool kick-ass action scene, which is fluid as shit and features some of the greatest choreography I've seen from the series. I especially love this one scene where Boruto creates a clone, starts swinging him around, that one gets defeated, Boruto flies up in the air, creates another clone that flies forward, he throws a kunai knife right at Hanabi, who just dodges it at the last second, the clone behind her grabs the kunai, and then he throws it, she dodges it, hits all of them at once, and it's just so fluid and just so damn crispy and badass. Boruto's attitude towards losing this match, I think, is one of the best things about his character. He didn't storm off and get really angry. In fact, he actually took his loss in stride, recognizing the fact that unfortunately he wasn't able to release his Byakugan power or whatever the hell it is, but also being able to have confidence in the fact that he tried his best, and even his father acknowledges that he didn't lie himself. Otherwise, Boruto would not have pushed himself this far. It's also worth mentioning that Hanabi is a fantastic aunt as she constantly looks out for Boruto. She plays with him and Himawari, giving him a constant hard time, and letting him know that there is the possibility that the Byakugan could awaken at some point in the future. We just don't know when that's going to be. Boruto ends up getting a case of the Midnight Munchies and decides to go into Konoha Village, where he runs into Sarada Uchiha, and they start discussing the brand new Kagemasa movie and the fact that the sequel might actually be canceled. A lot of that having to do with the fact that the actor is incredibly stressed out, at least according to Sarada. But it seems like the planets just aligned at this moment because right next to them, in the middle of the village, there he is, Kagemasa, just sort of walking around randomly, and nobody seems to recognize him. But when Boruto sees him, he sees that he's covered by that mysterious shadowy chakra. So he decides to give chase, follow this guy to this, like, weird, abandoned site where they end up having this incredibly intense ninja battle. It's surprisingly intense and funny, a lot of that having to do with the fact that Kagemasa has actually put on a lot of weight. He basically looks like someone from the Akamichi clan at this point, and that's the reason why a sequel is not in the works. He's been putting down the candy bars a little too much, yet he's still a surprisingly competent ninja. Either that or this has all been fueled by the shadowy dark chakra, and both him and Boruto end up having this really intense battle, which again is very well animated. I especially love how they take advantage of this like weird like construction site where he's able to pick up all of these steel poles and throw them at Boruto, who manages to barely dodge them, almost getting impaled. When Sarada comes in, this is when the scene just gets classic, and what I feel is a really great callback to an original scene from the first arc of Naruto, where Sasuke and Naruto teamed up for the very first time. Basically, the same thing happens here, with Sarada using a giant windmill shuriken, throwing it towards Kagemasa. It goes past him when we learn that this shuriken was actually Boruto, who transformed, who gets in close, and finishes him off with one big attack. It's really satisfying, and it all ends in a big confetti spew of candy. Eagle-eyed viewers are definitely going to love the attention to detail in this fight, and I'm sure they're also going to love that homage to to both Naruto and Sasuke teaming up and getting to see that the next generation, like Sarada and Boruto, are doing the same exact thing. The relationship between these two characters also continues to just be a lot of fun. Very similar to Naruto and Sasuke, although I think on much friendlier terms. The episode ends with Boruto still determining to show everyone that he can awaken the power of the Byakugan. It's only a matter of time, ending this week's episode. So what's the rundown on this week's episode of Boruto Naruto Next Generations? I loved this episode. I especially loved the first half of the episode. We got a great family dynamic. We got a really intense battle with Hanabi, who was, again, like I said, incredibly badass. And I'm really glad that they're doing a great job of separating her from Hinata, making her seem different, not only in her character design, but just in her overall attitude and fighting style. She could not be more different from Hinata, and I absolutely love that for her character. That and the fact that, damn, she just got really hot. The Hyuga clan has some really good genes. Just take a look at the ladies. I especially love her role as a super supportive aunt. The fact that she takes the time to actually do this training session with Boruto by actually taking him seriously and basically throwing him through the school of hard knocks by whipping his ass with some extreme Hyuga clan techniques. I really did like that. And then the next moment, she's just being a fun-loving aunt, which is exactly what you want from her character. And there's also a little bit of just funny moments between her and Himawari. I really love this scene, especially because the first half of the Naruto series was all about Naruto wanting to be recognized by people and to make friends and to start a family of his own. And to finally see that family dynamic is honestly pretty damn heartwarming. The whole scene with Kagemasa, however, I do feel is a little too convenient. The fact that he just happened to be walking by during that time when they were talking about the sequel, the movie, I have a feeling that someone is watching in the shadows and conveniently deciding to attack Boruto or at least catch his eye during these times, as if they're almost trying to test out his ability, or who knows, maybe something even crazier is going on. It's all still a really big mystery, and I love the fact that no one really knows any solid answers as to where it is going to go. It's a genuine mystery for the series, and unlike the other Naruto anime, this one's not based on a manga, so really, I think it's going to surprise us all when we really get to see what the revelation is going to be about this mysterious dark chakra and where its origins come from. So what more can I say? This episode had it all. It had great animation, it had great family moments, a little bit of humor, especially with Kagemasa turning into a fatty, lots of amazing action on both halves of the episode. Great team-up moment between Boruto and Sarada, which was a great callback to the original Naruto series. This was a solid package, and probably my favorite episode from the series thus far. It shows that the Boruto series has a lot that it can do to distinguish itself from the original Naruto anime, and I can't wait to see how it's going to do that. So, 5 out of 5 from me. I really loved this episode, but I want to hear from you guys. Make sure to tell me what you thought about this week's episode of Boruto Naruto Next Generations in the comments section below. What did you think of Boruto's battle with Hanabi? What about the appearance of Kagemasa? Do you think we'll get to see that character return again? And what's the deal with the shadowy chakra? Where does it come from? And how does all of this relate to Boruto's mysterious eye ability? Thank you guys for watching this review. Make sure to subscribe to the channel for all things Boruto anime related. Make sure to leave me a comment in the comment section telling me what you thought about the episode. If you have any questions for me, if there's anything you want to talk about, I'm always down for a good conversation. And of course, if you liked this review, please give it a thumbs up. It's one of the best ways to support our videos. It allows more people to actually see them. But if you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down. I'll see you guys next time. And as always, stay dandy, baby.